When's the last time Facebook opened up their books and told us what they were up to in 2020?
Right.
They haven't. When's the last time they told us what they were up to in 2016? They haven't. When's the last time we found out about the Zuckerbucks and where they poured in to key Democratic districts in key Democratic states in order to help Joe Biden win? So what did Elon Musk do, who's not a conservative? He opened up and said, hey, I want to tell you what's been going on. And the one thing I will let you know is if I suppress you, you'll know about it. And I'm not looking to suppress any free speech within reason. So why did Zuckerberg all of a sudden feel an absolute need to go and do this? Because once again, if you give Mark Zuckerberg and all the others a social media platform, we will never find out what they're up to, despite what any judge rules.
Wow, someone's getting Twitter blue for free. That is Brian Kilmeade, very upset, like the entire right is upset. But Elon Musk is not a conservative, just being defended by every conservative out there. Very mad at Mark Zuckerberg, head of Meta. I can't believe I have to say that. It's Facebook to me. After, of course, the company launched their version of Twitter, Threads. So we'll get into some of the reactions from the right, but for now, you need to know that Musk is not going quietly. All right, he in fact has sent a cease and desist letter over to Threads or Meta or whatnot. His legal team, which is like a 14-year-old kid at this point, who has watched a lot of Law and Order, but doesn't actually have a law degree. But anyway, it doesn't matter. Sent that cease and desist letter to Meta, accusing them of misappropriating Twitter's trade secrets after Meta, and this is true, hired some Twitter employees. So this is according to that cease and desist letter, saying over the past year, Meta has hired dozens of former Twitter employees. Twitter knows that these employees previously worked at Twitter, that these employees had and continue to have access to Twitter's trade secrets and other highly confidential information, that these employees owe ongoing obligations to Twitter, and that many of these employees have improperly retained Twitter documents and electronic devices. With that knowledge, Meta deliberately assigned these employees to develop in a matter of months Meta's copycat Threads app with the specific intent that they use Twitter's trade secrets and other intellectual property in order to accelerate the development of Meta's competing app in violation of both state and federal law. However, the spokesperson for Meta said no. No one on Threads engineering team is a former Twitter employee. That's just not a thing. I think he might have threaded that out, so that's fun. Elon Musk is mad. He tweeted, competition is fine, cheating is not. But Brett, what did you think was gonna happen when you fired a bunch of workers from Twitter?
Here's the weak point of the argument, is like this company is run. It's not that a bunch of Twitter employees left and started something new. It's that Facebook, a long-standing, or the Meta, a long-standing, accomplished social media company, spun up the most basic social media app functionality very quickly. Because of course they would. It's like Naomi and like Adam, like all the people who run that Facebook/Instagram, that whole group is very capable of doing. Go follow Dustin Moskowitz on Threads. He outlined basically what's happening and what he thinks of it. He's at this point really got no skin in the game, so he criticizes it as well as celebrates the certain benefits that he has, and shares little tips. Like if you hit return 3 times, it'll automatically start the next, bit of your thread, and you don't have to like send the first one before starting the next, like all this stuff. But outlining the fact that like you're mad, buddy, that all these pros were very good. You're basically mad that the pros are pros at the thing they're pros at. Right. And you are not a pro at this. And you're mad because you face planted from the jump, and the people that you're trying to appeal to are really like, are just like wanting to watch the world burn. And that's fine. That's a lot of what social media was based on in quote the good old days. Go for it. But just know that the reason that you're triggered is because of your own failures. The fact that you paid a gajillion dollars for something that they were able to snap their fingers and make happen. And what are you mad about? Like the fact that you can tell people what you're up to and what your thoughts are very quickly on the internet. Every single platform does that.
Yep. And what a week to roll out Threads too, just on the back of the Twitter limits, only being able to see 600 tweets at a time, now 800, I guess. Only being able to see people's tweets if you are have a blue check and subscribe to Twitter Blue, just on and on and on. Even the people who were hanging on and like, okay, I'll deal with everything about Twitter now, even though I've got like anti-Semites and racists like coming after me nonstop, I'll deal with it. Even they're like, nah, I'm done. So again, every wrong move from the, incredible innovator who's really good at business. But let's remember, Zuckerberg is no hero, and he's just the parent for this weekend, and we will see. He's still an abusive parent, as I've said. Alex Valatis on Twitter, but then Elon responds. We'll watch, take a look at this. Says the dangers of a world where Zuck controls all media. Like many other people, I've been having fun playing with the new app, but it's important to remember what's at stake here. Zuck already controls the largest, and I'm sure there's a show more, but who sees more now on Twitter? I hate that function. So he explains, obviously, the incredible monopoly that Meta has in terms of messaging apps, in terms of WhatsApp, Instagram, Facebook, of course, and now Threads. And then there's a screenshot here of a very, very old chat, I believe, referencing how he even started Facebook, which was a bunch of people gave him a bunch of images. People submitted, I don't know why, they trust me, dumb Fs is what he says. And Elon Musk replies, any social media monopoly is despair. It's despair. And yet, funny, Brett, because it seems like whether it's Substack, whether it's now Threads, whether it's any outside link to anything else, Elon Musk feels really, really fragile about maintaining his, I don't know, I would call it a monopoly on the sort of written word social media space.
Right, he's mad because he bought an idea. And listen, you can be mad at Facebook for copying Foursquare, copying Twitter when Jack made it with the status update. They just do that because they can. And then they sit there, and both of these, no one's got any sympathy for Elon Musk or Mark Zuckerberg in this. That's why on Happy Half Hour we have this segment, everyone in this story sucks farts, because they just do. They just do, and it's fine. But like the hypocrisy specifically in Elon Musk, who as recently as like a week ago was like, now if you swipe up on videos, it'll give you the next video, which is just totally taken from the TikToks and the shorts and the reels of the world. Like you're doing the exact same thing. And that one of the reasons we have we should have no sympathy for it is that like, this is also part of the game, is these, oh my God, you go back to the cage match talk. It made you seem like more of a baller than the cease and desist letter ticky-tack lawyers speak.
Just solve it in the arena, man.
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.